Hello everyone and welcome to Unconventional GMs, the channel where we play tabletop RPGs with pace, vim and vigour. And today we're returning to a favourite system, Daggerheart from Darrington Press. Relatively recently released. We did an actual play of this, which you can stop and check out. Don't go watch it now, you can watch it after this. We did it about a year ago when the play test was out. And now the game's actually been released, so we thought we'd revisit it, give you a pacey idea of what you can do with it, and we're going to showcase one of the great campaign frames that they've got in it as well to show you how you can play it in a setting called Colossus of the Drylands. Daggerheart is a sort of trendy system where it's got a mixture of dice rolling and combat and proper traditional GMing with lots of player agency and making stuff up. So we'll all be contributing to the story here from that. And the setting that we're in is, imagine sort of magical Wild West, but also with massive, enormous kaiju that are stalking land and trying to kill everyone. So lots for our heroes to do. So let's meet them and the players who'll be playing them, starting with Gaz.
Hello, my name's Gaz. I am one half of this particular show, one half of the Smart Party D, the UK's premier RPG podcast, which you can listen to afterwards. Today, I'm playing Harlan, who is human. He's normal, unlike all the rest of the characters that you're probably about to meet. He's just a regular guy, except instead of riding a horse, as you might expect in the Wild West, he's on Rocky, who is a chameleon lizard with swiveling eyeballs that seems to be stuck on exactly the wrong colour all the time. So in dusty beige landscapes, he's bright green and red and purple and shows up. He seems to have just there's something wrong with his brain. He can't blend in. Whatever he tries to do, he seems to do the opposite of it. But Harlan loves him. And Harlan's speciality is shooting things from afar. He's a big game hunter. He's got a rifle. He's one for taking his time, getting that perfect shot, and then shooting a dime from a mile away in a high breeze. So he's looking for some big special kill. Maybe this time he'll find some colossal creature to take down and be his legend.
Who knows whether you will or not? Spoilers await. Next, let's meet Tasha. Who are you playing?
Hi all, I'm Tasha. I'm co-founder of Ukrainian YouTube actual play channel Idea Roll, and today I'm here playing Tishara, a cat person, Katari, once highborn, but now on my travels, looking for adventure and a life which can offer me something more exciting than the predictable highborn path. I have black fur, standing ears, and of course vertical pupils, and I'm really good in sneaking, getting into shadows, and stabbing people. Not only people, creatures.
Yeah, both people and creatures. Hopefully you'll have a target-rich environment. This should be the perfect opportunity for you to find some adventure in this session. Olga.
Yes, thank you for having me. My name is Olga Patijn. I am Dutch. I am the writer of Eternal Grind Cafe. If you're ever angry at people, the world, customers in particular, you can play Starbucks in Hell. We are Silver Seller now, Drive to RPG, and today I will be playing Samalak. And Samalak is not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but she is very loving. She is wearing basically a rough homespun tunic, and when the Colossus came to kick her village to the ground, she stood there with her arms spread, defending her little tent, and the Colossus punted her off the cliff with the tent. But Tremaine, the god of twists and turns, took pity on such a foolish woman and gave her raptor wings. So now you have basically a really well-intending homespun farmer that is now an adventurer sent by a god of trickery who communicates through candy in my pocket, apparently. I'm confused, but I'm here and I'm happy to help.
Fantastic. No standard clerics in this game whatsoever. We've got a winged elf gifted by her god. And finally, Ben, who are you playing today?
Hello, I'm Ben. Today I am playing Dosalon, and much like Tasha has come with all of her fantastic makeup, she's come to impress. I too am adorned with the facial makeup of an ancient tortoise. Oh no, that's just my face. I am over 100 years old, a bipedal turtle with a scarred and tattooed shell upon my back. I am much like the grandfather to this band of merrymakers. Oh, you lovely kids. You keep me young at heart with your antics. And I sometimes, obviously, being a turtle, it does take me a little while to catch up, but I can put on a surprising turn of speed when I need to. And this battle axe has made a liar of more than one hair in this great myth that we are upon.
Fantastic. Slow and steady wins the race. As I'm
Every
sure
time.
Dusseland reminds you all of throughout your adventures. So you are already a band of adventurers. For those of you watching along at home with a copy of the Daggerheart rules, we are tier 1 adventurers. This is level 1. You are starting out. You've done some minor good deeds together before you've embarked on this quest. But you've heard that the Drylands are in trouble. That's the epicenter of where these colossi are rising. The Drylands are frontier territory. Bold prospectors and canny mages mine essentia, a magical mineral in these hardlands, and everybody is trying to carve out a piece for it themselves. Claim jumpers, though, are the least of your worries, because the essentia mines have woken some of the forgotten gods. And one of them in particular, Kudamat, the first doom, is gradually being released piece by piece as the essentia is taken out of the ground. As his power grows, he forms great avatars, colossal beasts to guard the soul shards that keep him prisoner. These are things, we're not talking just giants, these are things the size of a house, the size of a village. Surely anyone would be foolish to face any of these colossi, especially at tier 1. But you have chosen to go to the Drylands to help people out. And you've arrived, our scene opens as we go through the frontier mountains. The Caradondo Mountains sit at one edge of the Drylands, and the tiny little village of Miquera is where we start. Think of a classic Wild West town. One street down the middle with a general store, a hotel, a saloon bar in it, and a few people dotted around, a few places for people to live in there. Further up in the mountains, there's a mining camp, which is where most of Miquera's business comes from. And you can see, as our camera pans down, you can see the tented villages of the miners up there around the Essentia mines. And as you approach, it is it's late morning. You've come, you maybe decided to stop in Miquera to take your rest because it's been a long travels towards the Drylands. But as you arrive, it's clear that something is amiss. You smell smoke in the air as you wind through the path towards it, cutting through the mountain peaks. And as you appear, the ground rumbles before it, and you see several stones begin to fall down from the mountain. There's a crack, and you see the church in the centre of it teeters this way and that with a crack forming in the spire. You can just about make out from the window up there the priest, Father Balthazar, a young, sprightly Galapa, a turtle person, as sprightly, let's be clear, as Galapa ever are. Dusseland, he's but a slip of a lad. He might only be 40 or 50 years old, this guy. His whole life ahead of him, really. And he gingerly looks terrified out of the window. You see, as these come down, the saloon bursts into flame, and people are running this way and that. There's general chaos around. You see the aged leader of the town, you would make him out, is trying to, Ostavan is trying to shout instructions at people to try and get a bucket train from the well. But it's clear that this town is a little bit out of its depth. They don't really know what to do with it as this earthquake rumbles on, and it looks like the buildings may fall themselves. I'm going to pass, first of all, I think, to Harlan. You're the first to maybe react and notice this. This is a town crying out for your help. What do you do?
I remember back from my dimension, what we do when there's panicking cattle and such is we try and guide them all together and corral them. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick my spurs into Rocky's side, and my lizard will start rushing forward, and we're going to try and corral all the villagers away from the dangerous crevasses and rockfalls that are up, and steer them towards the safer places so that there's few injuries.
That sounds amazing. So just to be clear for people watching at home, I've started a little countdown with 4 segments. We're going to do it really simply here. Just a successful roll is going to knock one of those segments off. And when it's over, the earthquake is going to be done. But I've also got some threats that I can throw at you from the environment when you roll with fear. So you're going to take your duality dice, Gaz, your 2d12s. For the purposes of our dice roller, the first dice on the display is hope, the second is fear. Corralling these people around is going to be a relatively straightforward task, I think. I'm going to make this task easy, so it's just got a difficulty of 10 to do. And I think corralling people, you can make a case. It's probably presence, though, I think, unless you want to make a case for another stat.
Because my rolls are so terrible, I don't think it matters which of my stats I use. So I was going to say, I'm trying to use my agility. Unfortunately, Rocky's twin eyes are going in different directions, and he's trying to chase 2 villagers at once, and I can't get him to steer him right. So we're currently just like running around in circles, and it's all legs and me shouting and swiveling eyeballs.
You are, in fact, and the panic of that, I'm going to get to make a move because you've rolled a failure there. And with the panic of that, I'm going to make you take a stress as well. You've not seen Rocky quite like this before as well. So if you could mark off one of your stress, as you really have to try and corral him there. And the villagers look, if anything, you are contributing to the panic here. From that. I'm gonna. So that's my move. Taking that, I'm gonna pass on. I think maybe Tishara, you might be the next to.
Ooh. Well, I think Tishara was telling some interesting stories, or rather talking to herself and everyone around her willing to listen or not to, asking questions and being in the middle of conversation when she says that Harlan is rushing toward the town. And I was like, hey, that's rude. Ooh, fire. And I'm saying he's not very successful with his action. I'll try to get to very visible, preferably higher position, and whistle loudly to possibly draw more attention to myself. And then if I succeed, I will try to use my charming words to talk people, calm them down a bit, and kind of ask them to proceed, hear right words, and form a chain, and probably bring some water here.
Fantastic. I'm sure you can get people's attention by scurrying up a nearby building. Let's make the roll be about your charming words then, I think. So this is probably presence, I think. Again,
okay. Yeah, I've got presence +1, which is probably good.
Remember, you could spend a hope to bring in an experience, which would give you another +2 on that.
Let's stick with it. So I'm just rolling 2d12?
Yeah.
Ooh, I guess it's not very good.
Well, it's a total of 14 plus the 1 is 15, so it's a success. So I'll mark 1 off my countdown. It is with fear though, so I am going to get another fear. That as you your words manage to capture the attention of the people in the village, and they do indeed stop and are listening raptly to it. They've stopped though. Is the key thing here. You can still see the creaking of the spire going, and Ostavan, the only person who hasn't stopped, this elderly human like mare, is trying terribly to get people to at least do something, but they're not. That they're listening to you enraptured, ready to take direction, but not actually doing anything here. Well, I'm going to start another countdown now. It's going to be for the spire church because it's going to fall down soon. I'm going to make that. That's just going to have 3 segments in it, and failures are going to knock it down. When it does, it's going to fall to the ground, and possibly with Father Balthazar still within it. Okay, let's pass now to Samalk.
Yes, Samalk swoops towards the good father and says, "Howdy, father. Have you heard of Tamain? He is a forgotten god, but I have not forgotten him. Do you also not want to forget him?"
But yes, I don't want to forget anything. I don't want to forget anything at all. As he looks very pleased to see someone fly up towards him.
I extend my hand to him, and And I can mark 1 stress to carry an extra creature. I don't know if you want to roll for
Fantastic.
that or not.
Yeah. I'll say you don't even need to roll for that. You can just mark your stress to carry him down safely to the ground from there. And you have indeed rescued Balthazar. The spire is still possibly going to collapse, which would be a shame for the church of this town. But Father Balthazar does seem to be safe as you take it down from there. And with that, we can pass to Ben, actually. What's Dossalan going to do? There's still some general chaos, although everyone's listening for instructions now.
General Chaos gives his orders. Okay. Dosalon's going to go loping into the village. I'm kind of minded of that scene in Monsters University where there's a slug takes the whole movie to move across the front door. But let's not dwell on that too much. I've got a turn of speed. So I want to go loping through the village, cheering on my bandmates. Save the villagers! I will save the church! And I'm going to get myself under the eaves of the church as my elven friend flies overhead. And I'm going to put my shoulder to the lintel and try and use brute strength to hold some walls together as the earthquake rages around me.
Fantastic. That sounds like a strength check.
I hope so too.
Remember, you could spend a hope to include an experience.
Yeah, my experiences don't really come into this. I'm just gonna put my shell to the wall.
Go for it.
Let's give it a go. Adding +2 to this anyway, so it's with fear, but it comes in at 12.
Fantastic. Yeah. Let's go mark off with 3 out of 4 there. I'm just racking up the fear. That'll come in handy for me later on, I'm sure. But with a fear test, you do get a result from that. So I think what I'm going to do is you've had to put yourself really in harm's way there, Dossalan. And as you do this, a stray rock from the mountains does fall down onto you. This is going to do a d6 + 1 damage to you. So that's just 4 damage. So I think it's likely to be minor for you.
Yeah, and 4 damage. It starts off as minor, but we can make that better straight away. So, for example, I am a stalwart. My class is guardian, and I don't get moved easily by rocks hitting me. So my iron will means I can reduce the severity with my armor. So I will do exactly that.
Fantastic. Yeah, it bounces off your shell, in fact, leaving you completely fine from there. Let's go back. Harlan, you've just about managed to get your get Rocky back under control. What are you thinking of doing now? It looks as if the earthquake might be on the point of dissipating a little bit, but there's still this saloon on fire.
Yeah, someone else can deal with that, I'm pretty sure. So if I want to spend a hope to bring in an experience, what does that give me?
Gives you a +2 bonus.
Yeah. So I'm definitely going to do that. So one of my experiences is that I'm good with animals, less so with people. So I don't really pay attention to the burning saloon too much and the screaming people running upwards and down. But I can see the cracks in this church. I'll say, come on, Rocky, you know what to do. And he leaps on one side of the church with these sticky hand paws and then whips across with his tongue to grab the other side of it. And I'm going to hold the church together with the power of chameleon. Well, that's my plan. Anyway.
Fantastic. He's got a chameleon on one side and a turtle man on the other, holding the church together. Let's see. This could be the thing that finally calms everything down on here. Make the roll.
It could be. Oh, crikey. If this depends which start this is going to be based on. I think this is an agility test because of how I described what I was doing. So if you're happy with that, and I get +2 because I've spent my hope, happily, although it looks like it might fail, and just straight, I say, come on, Rocky, and his sticky tongue managed to lap around the spire of the church and just pull it back in, even though straining and his eyes are bulging either way. We just about managed to hold it together enough that our turtly friend can keep it supported.
Indeed, and with that, the countdown is full, and the earthquake begins to stop. There's still a saloon on fire, though. Is anyone wanting to take some action to do that, to deal with the burning saloon? Go ahead, Samalk.
I take my mighty wings and I swoop down. And if you would argue that a person weighs about the same as a trough of water, I'll mark extra stress to pick that up, like the drinking water for the horses and the chameleons, and pour over hundreds of liters of water over the roof where the flames are coming out.
I think that's fine. I'm going to make you make a roll, though, just to make sure
Okay.
you can actually extinguish it and look impressive. I think this could be agility, could be finesse, though, as well.
Or strength, because it's heavy.
Yeah, I'll go on. I'll let you have strength then, because you're marking a stress to do it. Taking like
I succeed with, if 14 is enough, I succeed with fear.
fear. Fantastic. I will just hold that fear for now. So the flames are extinguished and the earthquake subsides. And there's a sort of soft cheer comes out in the village. It says, "Oh, thank you, thank you." And Father Balthazar and Ostavan, the sort of young turtle man, and the aged human approach you. "Oh, thank you so much. Without you, we'd certainly have been saved." Balthazar said, "But the omen, Ostavan. Clearly, it's the sign that the minds have released. That's what it says in the book. It says in the book that the earthquake will herald them." And you hear Ostavan say, "No, nonsense. There's more than one omen. Only one of them has happened yet. We don't need to worry about that."
Ooh, very interesting. Tell us all about it. Omens, which omens? How many are there in total? Which one was that? The first, the fourth? Are they going order? What's happening with the mines?
So, there's nothing to worry about. I'm sure it was just a freak earthquake. And you can see there's some villagers have gathered round and are looking very skeptically at him, as if there's not been a freak earthquake here before. He says, no, the second omen hasn't happened yet. The beast from the ground and the dead shall walk. And just as he says this, there's another minor shudder, and you see some villagers' eyes glance up towards the track coming down from the mines above the town. And atop it is a sort of man-sized scorpion is scuttling down. Behind it, you can see two of the miners are following as well. Sorry, 3 miners. These miners don't look very good. They look as if they might have been maybe in the mine when this earthquake happened. And so have got great big caved-in sort of helmets and stuff, and are walking with a quite jerky, slow way, as if they maybe have already been killed and have been returned to some sort of sickly life to do this, as they pile down into the village. With you having arrived now, all the other villagers all take quite a few steps backward, and you notice quite a few of them. So, for instance, the shopkeeper Kaskenda she's a dwarf woman, is looking sort of expectantly over at the 4 of you, as if maybe these monsters appearing might be just the thing that you would like to deal with.
I would imagine she's probably pulling down her blinds and saying closed.
Yeah, just turning the sign. Yeah, in fact, lots of the stores remained remarkably safe from this earthquake. So there's quite a few people going into the store. I bet there's a lock-in going on now as they're all peering out of the window. You glance around and like Ostavan and Balthazar aren't anywhere to be seen either. Soon there's just you 4 here, and then approaching swiftly this giant scorpion and these 3 shambling zombies.
Leave the arachnid to me. I'm going to throw my dusty poncho over one shoulder, if in fact I've actually got shoulders underneath this shell. And I'm going to advance upon the scorpion, unlimbering my 2-board battle axe.
Fantastic. So we go straight into combat pretty much. So to make an attack roll, you've got an attack bonus, I think, there. The difficulty to hit this giant scorpion is 13. I'll put that right in front of you.
Yikes. Very well. Well, let's see if I can size it up. So with an enormous swing, my 8-foot-long battle axe of my tribal elder, I'm going to see if it can cut through its chitinous skin. And 2, so I've got a total of 12 with fear.
It's not quite enough.
That makes me unstoppable, I've decided.
Okay. Okay, momentarily stopped by the scorpion, you are unstoppable. And in fact, with that roll with fear, it responds with its pincers by trying to snap at you.
Uh-oh.
Oh, go on, Samak.
But you see Samak rambling to her pockets panically and throwing a piece of candy at the scorpion. You think this is the dumbest thing I have ever seen in my life, but it kind of lands in his eye, and it kind of gets a bit out, and you get a +1 on your roll. I can do this one more time.
Cool.
Is that enough?
So that would change that to an attack. Yeah. That would change that to a hit.
Well, that sounds great.
Well, let's rewind and do that then. That sounds more exciting. I'll keep that.
You're doing great, honey.
Yeah. Okay, roll your damage, Ben.
Okay. All right. So this is going to be quite good. I have to swap out a few dice to roll this damage.
Yeah, you've got
those. Let me put that one in. Okay. All right. It's 6.
6 damage, just a minor wound for this scorpion. As you can see, it is. So it feels like you bounce off its chitin, but you do leave a groove in there, and there's just the suggestion that maybe some scorpion blood might be coming out of it from.
It's a tough beast. Everyone, to arms!
It is indeed, and at that point, it's going to respond, as I said, with its pincers towards you, Ben. So that is going to be probably not enough.
My evasion is 9.
Oh, actually, no, it's only got 8. Sadly, by the skin of your teeth, you get away from its snapping pincer.
He's not the only one with a tough hide.
From there, as you step away from its pincer, though, one of the zombies steps forwards to defend it. I'm going to spend a fear to take the next action as well, and is going to swing at you, Jocelyn, with a 20.
Oh, that's quite good, isn't it?
The critical, in fact, is what it is for me. Which does 12 points of damage to you.
Okay, so my threshold is 12. So does that go up to?
Yeah, that's the. So it means
that number.
Yeah, it is major damage.
Well, you say it's major damage, but I'm unstoppable, so that's going down to minor damage straight away. And my armor spend is taking it to no damage.
Oh, fantastic! And you don't even have to mark a stress because you.
Correct.
I've got lots of stress to burn though, so I think as this is happening, another zombie's going to step forward to you, Harlan, and try and swing at you with its shambling arms. Oh, does 10 hit your evasion?
Yes. Not me.
Oh, well, on that, I'm going to spend another fear and stack all these up and have one roll at Kitara then. So another zombie approaches you, and I'm sure misses with a 3.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm going to stop there and let you guys have a go. So, Duslan, you've been. Do any of the other 3 of you want to step in and take another action now?
Sure.
How close are the enemies?
So the zombie, it's closed quite quickly to melee with you, so it's in front of you now.
And the rest?
I think the others are a bit, they're sort of spread out. I'm imagining you were a bit spread out in the village because you've just been doing lots of different things, and you were amidst a crowd that's suddenly thinned out. So I think the term is close, but not far, if you see what I mean. It's all...
I'm looking for a chance to position myself the ways I'll be very close to as many of them as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Seeking to make a spellcraft roll. So I'm spending a hope for it.
Is this gonna be a rain of blades by any chance?
How would you possibly know?
I wonder. I think you can probably. I think I'll rule that you can probably attack 2 of the zombies. The other zombies and the scorpion are a little bit further away. So it's got to be very close, but you can certainly do it on 2 of them at once.
Okay, yeah, let's try. Oh, there it is. Spellcraft roll.
So that's a finesse check. You need to get a 10.
And my finesse is +2.
So that's a 15. So that's a hit. It's a hit with hope as well. So get that point of hope right back. And I think you do.
Ooh, nice.
I think you do D8 plus 2 damage against them both as well.
DS +2.
Yeah.
Yes. It's the targets I succeed against, which would be both.
Both of them. Yeah. You've hit both.
Are you rolling the damage or?
You can roll it. D8 plus 2.
Ooh.
Oh yes.
8 plus 2 is 10.
Okay, that is so. You've not.
You can see how there are there's ghostly blades coming out. I have got retractable claws, so I'm positioning myself in the middle, and I'm reaching as sort of to stab them with claws, but then from the claws there are these ghostly blades that go in the enemies.
Fantastic, yeah, and they are just about still standing, these zombies, but you carved bits off them this way and that. That has been, yeah, two of them are nearly down with that already. They've taken severe damage. And I believe you rolled with hope, so you get to keep the initiative. So, Harlan, Samalk, do you want to take the next roll?
I would like to take the next roll, and I say, "Oh, great God Domain, bless us with these essential vanilla essence oils. I support thee," and I basically do an energy bolt. It's scented vanilla, and I pour that over the scorpion, and I'll roll to see if I hit. And if I hit, it becomes vulnerable. Yes, 15 in total, with hope.
Yeah, so you got a point of hope
and back, that is 1d8 plus 2. And it's vulnerable now. So it's 6 damage.
Okay, so 6 is just minor damage for it, but it being vulnerable is quite good. It means that, yeah, if it's vulnerable, everyone gets advantage against it, and often you get other triggers. So like stuff does extra damage sometimes against vulnerable. So yeah, so your vanilla scented energy bolt, you can see it's not happy at all with the smell of this this fresh air, and it's sort of looking this way and that. It looks distracted by all of this from that. You rolled with hope, but I'm gonna not let you. I'm gonna stop, and I'm gonna spend a fear to have it act now. As it is going to, it's going to turn to Dosalan again in its panic and stop pincering. It's going to try and sting you. So it's going to spend a fear to do that. Probably miss. 7?
Yeah, you're right. I'm going to parry that with my battle axe.
Oh, you notice the sticky poison dripping off the stinger that you evade, that you just knock off. It fizzes and it hits your battle axe as if some terrible implementation of the rules would have affected you had you ended up being poisoned by that stinger. It would have been really good fun for me, but not for you. We'll pass back. Harlan, I think you're the only person yet to act in this combat. You've got Rocky under control now. What are you going to do?
That's right. He's retracted his tongue along the dusty tower, and I was like, "That's right, Rocky, din-dins," and I'm going to take a shot at. Oh, I've got the big scorpion in my sights, but then I remember that Dosalan said, "Leave it to me." So reluctantly, I'll aim down at the nearest zombie in front of us, so that I can give Rocky a treat if I can put it down. I'll try and shoot one of these.
I knew I could rely on you.
Excellent. They are difficulty 10. Are you hitting one of the ones that's already been injured by the rain of blades, or there's one that is remarkably fresh?
I think so. I like to think that one's limping away in front of us while Rocky's eyes are swiveling on it.
Yeah.
Like, yes. Don't worry, we've got it. Or maybe we haven't. An 11, that is in total.
Okay, that hits. Yeah, that's fine. You can hit. Really
right. Oh, good. I'm so glad I went for one of these little things.
Yeah, it wouldn't have for the scorpion though. Yeah.
Okay, 9 damage.
That is enough to take it out completely. Do you want to just put a bit of flavour onto that as you destroy this zombie?
Yeah, shoot it straight through the spine. So although the head's still gibbering, it's trying to gum its way further along with its mouth. It can't get very far, and that's when the big sticky tongue of Rocky comes out, thwap, and sucks it in as a crunch, and bits of innards and stuff and intestines spill around the sides as Rocky devours the zombie.
Lovely. And you actually rolled with fear though there, didn't you? So
as always.
Yes. As you do that, another zombie leaps towards you and tries to hit you, Harlan, and probably hits you actually without the 16.
Yeah, that's good enough.
So it is a total of 2 points of damage. They're probably just minor damage. You can mark an armor to.
I think I shall.
Cool. As this animated corpse tries to.
I'll just stand up in my stirrups out of his way, so he's scrabbling at the saddle.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm going to spend a fear so that the one in Qatari is going to have a go at you as well, because it might be the last chance it gets to go as you've injured it. So, and again, it misses, clearly distracted by your rain of blades there as well. I wonder if we go back to Drylands, you've got a scorpion to take on, haven't you, now?
Yeah, I have. Okay, so my battle axe is now acid etched along its blade by that venom from the scorpion. That's okay, I can live with that. But I'm going to adjust my grip on the battle axe, roll over the top of the scorpion's flat body, land on the other side, and use my battle axe as an enormous bar to pull underneath its head and thorax. I'm going to try and crush it with brute strength as my neck stretches further and further out of my shell as my beak grips tight.
Fantastic. There was the word "try" in that statement, which I think
there was.
I think is crucial to this dice roll, isn't it? as you go perilously close to the stinger again as you try to do this. Yeah.
I'm wondering if I could initiate some kind of tag team by doing this, by bringing its belly up for one of my band members to do something with it.
Ooh, certainly. Yeah. Who are you thinking?
I'm thinking Tashara.
Yeah. So, Ben, if you spend
cat amongst the arachnids.
Yeah. If you... Is a scorpion? I don't know. Is it an arachnid? It probably is.
Yes, it's an arachnid guy.
Yeah, sorry.
I
forgot.
Comment below.
Primary school teacher expertise is kicking in.
It's an invertebrate, not a mini beast.
You've probably done a project on that, haven't you? Fantastic.
Yeah.
So, tag team, you spend 3 hope,
yes.
And you work together, and basically, you both get to roll your duality dice. You can choose which one you use. Probably the best one, I'd recommend.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Although you might not want to, because it might give me loads of fear. And then you actually, for a combat roll, you add your damage together. If you both want to roll your duality dice, Tasha and Ben, as you lift its belly up.
Advantage.
Oh yeah, and you get a D6 as well. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, it's vulnerable.
I don't even need a D6 for that, but I've rolled with hope, thank goodness, because I've just cleared it out.
Yeah.
So 2d12 plus a d6, right?
Yeah. It's worth you rolling because you could get a crit still.
Oh yes, okay. Well, I'll chuck in a d6.
So I think, both of those are going to hit, and neither of them are critical successes because neither of them are matching d12s. So
is it? Can I still spend 2 hope to do a quick shot? I think it would be reasonable to suggest, since I was still at some distance from this arachnid, when I've got an opening to try and shoot it. So I can use my small pistol, and on a quick shot, I can spend 2 hope to get a +4 to primary weapon damage.
Absolutely. It sounds really good. What that does with the quick shot is it gives you the bonus to your dagger damage, if you see what I mean. So, yeah, you spend 2 hope, you get +4. And you can roll. So if you both roll the damage and add them together, basically, then we'll see.
Okay. Did we get 1 hope each for that?
Yeah. You both get hope because you both rolled with hope. That's how it works.
Sweet.
You get hope back.
Okay. So let's put those in. Throw that. Oh, okay. That's not so great. I got 7 damage from my battle axe.
Okay, and Tasha, if you want to roll as well, we'll add these together.
It is 5 plus 5, 10.
Wow, so 17 damage. That is, you will not be surprised to learn, a severe injury to it. So I think it probably happens as you described. You lift its soft underbelly up. We see the stinger twitching near to Drylands' ear as you have to stretch your thin, soft neck out of the shell.
Don't really have ears.
Dripping on there. But Dara's shot from the pistol rings out and peppers its belly, and it has to sort of rear up and roll around. It's staggering around. You can see that there's scorpion blood around this place.
Guys?
Huh?
Can I also ask, as I'm very diligently and beforehand reading my character sheet, it says that a sneak attack is when I succeed on an attack while an ally is within melee range of your target, add a number of d6s equal to a tier to a damage roll. Does that mean that I've got an extra d6 of damage?
It does. It will. It's already severe damage, but you would get an extra d6. That is a severe. That is an extra sneak attack because Drylands is within melee range.
I'll just roll because I like rolling, just for the sake of rolling.
Make you feel better about yourself.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not that bad.
I would assume Drylands is in a melee range.
Yeah, he is definitely. I'm going to spend some fear now though, because you I've got to do it as you pull off that shot. Kitara, one of the zombies, one of the 2 remaining zombies, tries to take advantage of you while you're aiming at that Kitara. So and
taken advantage of by a zombie
and misses you completely, I'm afraid. From there, so we can pass back now. Deslan, you've been, and that was to Charlotte. So Samalk, do we want to go to you now? Maybe see.
Oh, definitely. I see those nasty zombies trying to attack, and I grab my massive cold iron frying pan and I go whap as I stream down from the air. And I try to hit it.
Go for it, make the roll.
And I take the injured one.
Yep.
And I think that's a hit with 14.
That's a hit with hope as well. So you get a point of hope and keep the
hope.
initiative. You can roll your damage. This might well take it out though.
3 damage.
That
is that
is
enough?
nevertheless enough to take the zombie out. There is just one zombie and this injured, enraged scorpion remaining. You've got the initiative still. Let's see what Harlan's up to.
Yeah, so Rocky's still trying to choke down this miner that's caused it to gag a bit. And I'm aiming around, and now the only foes are intermixed with my companions as well. So I stroke my little beard a bit and think, I know Doslan said don't shoot the scorpion, leave it to him, but now our good friend Tishara has broken that rule anyway. Well, heck to it. So I'm going to shoot at the soft underbelly of this scorpion and see if I can.
Difficulty 13.
They were more like guidelines than rules, Gaz. It's fine.
That's better.
That's hope as well, with hope, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to hit. Do you want to do damage?
I do indeed. 4 damage.
Nevertheless, that will be enough to defeat the giant scorpion.
What?
So go ahead, describe how you've stolen Dustland's glory from him by.
Well, as it's reeling back from the aroma of vanilla, and the double team of Dustland and Katara's causing it to fend off with its claws and stinger. It's had to sort of raise itself up, and I see the soft little bit in between its carapace, and I just lick my lips and take the shot. We get a reverse angle shot of the bullet going right in the soft bit. There's a poof, this little path, and then it collapses down.
Fantastic. All that remains, and that was with hope as well, all that remains is one zombie, Kitara, that's trying to menace you. We might go to you now, actually. Asha?
Ooh. Well, I'm going to try and attack the remaining zombie.
Yeah, difficulty 10 is all it is.
Okay. Presumably he's close enough to me.
Yeah. I think there's people in melee range as well. Yeah, no.
Oh. I've been distracted by his previous attack.
Yeah. That is with fear as well. So
Yes. I was probably looking and getting my good aim at the zombie, but then I was distracted by an amazing attack of Harlan and giant scorpion falling down.
Yeah, well, the zombie's going to have a go at you now, and it's not a great success before. That's 11. Does that hit your evasion?
No, still doesn't.
Never mind.
He's quick.
Yeah.
It's like.
So with one opponent, I have to pass it back to you. I can't even spend my fear to have another go. So the scene is we've got a dead scorpion, we've got 2 dead zombies. In the centre of the town now, there is a sort of 1v1 contest with an uninjured, apart from being dead, zombie, and Kitara, your cat person. Does anyone want to step in and do it, or should we keep the spotlight on Kitara?
Keep it on Kitara.
Yeah, go for it. So
Kitara. Kitara's from He-Man.
Go on, Tasha. You take it down. This thing.
Do I roll?
Yeah, I'll tell it if you want.
Ooh, finally, it's a 17.
17 with fear though, but yeah, that'll hit. Your damage?
Yeah, I got fear because I didn't get it from the first try.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I should be more focused. So as I'm pulling out my dagger out of his throat while he is falling down, I turn around and run towards the giant scorpion, of course, because this is so fun and interesting. And I'm immediately trying, to move its leg up and down to look at the poison still dripping off his tail, and like, ooh, do you think if I bath my blade in it, it will become poisonous too? And I immediately try it.
You still need to roll your damage. That's the only issue that I have, because the zombie might be following you as you get distracted. That's the only thing. But yeah.
Well, I am sure that it's dead, but let's see if it actually is. It's a 5.
It is not quite dead yet, I'm afraid. So I think as you turn away, as it momentarily slumps, it does chase after you, and a zombified kick comes towards you. Misses you. Unfortunately, you can't be hit by anything. So that appears to be established here from that. So does anyone want to take out... Tashaura's been distracted now. This zombie's now chasing after her. Does anyone want to try and take it out and finish it off?
Oh, I can't resist a running shot. That sounds very exciting for me. So I'll roll an 11.
It's enough to hit.
Which I think's enough, right? Yeah. And that's going to be 7 damage.
Is enough to finish it off. So another crack shot from Harlan. Kills a zombie. And
for as much as I know, I killed it.
Yeah.
I mean, it dropped.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what Harlan's shooting at? Could be anything. He's probably just hunting. Yeah.
I've thrown one of its legs at you.
Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic. And so a little bit of quiet sets down in Miquera now, and we see that doors and like windows gingerly open as people step out. There's a chance to catch your breath. And again, the 2 people who spoke to you before come out. And they look grave-faced now.
They should do, because I'm going to be marching back towards. We're going to sort of recenter ourselves, I guess, in the town square. And I'm going to be dragging this giant scorpion behind me by its stinger, leaving a gap.
I'll be sitting on top of it as if I am riding it.
Exactly.
Check me out.
Like your palanquin. So, no, I'll drop its stinger on the ground, and it'll be like leaking venom out into the red dust. Ah, Father Balthazar. You seem to have a large pest problem in this village. What with the earthquakes and now these vermin. Tell me, where did this come from? Have you seen its like before?
Balthazar says, I have not. And then a shout comes up from the path coming up, and Elena, another dwarf lady, comes down and says, it came out of the mines, killed 3 of my best miners when the quake hit. Balthazar says, I'm afraid there's the omens may be true. It says in the books in the church that when these things happen, it means that Colossus will rise. And he immediately turns to Elaine and says, we told you, you've dug too deep, mined too much essentia, and got the attention of the old gods. Even now, beast will be making its way towards the mine, towards Miquera, to trample us underfoot. There's nothing for it. We must abandon town and flee.
Abandon town, you say?
Well, a vast Colossus attacks us. We have no chance against that.
That is a reasonable assumption if people leave the village and hide in some safe place.
I'm not sure it went to all the effort of saving this village, and now you can abandon it to be crushed by a Colossus. That sounds like a very disrespectful thing to do for all our efforts.
Of course, you have our condolences for the loss of your loyal miners and for their second death at our hands. But you should defend. There's no life at all if you must flee from everything you consider fearful. You should stay.
Now hold up. Your mama's name ain't raised no quitters. I think if we smart and we dig some trenches and we set some traps, we can fight it off. Now, do you want to start over? Because I see you have some lovely new curtains and ovens, and you want to lose all that? Do you know how long it is to take to build a good oven? I think we can do this together with a community. Who's with me?
Yes, think of the sacrifice of your friends in the mines, and behind me, Rock could be crunching at the body of one of them.
It's like limbs flying this way. There's like a noted like a pendant goes flying with like some
Little locket.
easily identified marks of their former lives. Around. Somebody back. These are miners from far away. There's somebody back home. Sure.
All right.
So what? So you think you can defend us against the Colossus? But it could arrive at any time. We don't even know how long we've got to prepare.
You've said that there are several signs, and the beast was second.
And yeah, there are only 2 omens.
Oh.
The next one is the beast.
Mm.
Well, stop standing there gathering dust. Get your butt in gear. Now, come on, we'll all work together, and then if it gets scary, you can still run, okay?
Yeah,
Okay,
guys,
they
let's see
all
if we
seem-
can get the Ostavan, the leader, and Balthazar to actually get their get their community together, at least to defend themselves and hold up in their buildings if they need to. But yeah, I'm thinking we really need to pull off like a Magnificent Seven thing here, defend the town, bring the Colossus to us. If the omens are going that way anyway, let's make our last stand here.
Fantastic. So, in game terms, you're going to do a little bit of preparation. Before you do that, though, you can catch your breath. The general store owner comes out with some tea, and you have short rest to recover briefly before
I love tea.
you begin
Some minty tea by any chance?
your preparations. They do. They bring out, well, there's a wide range of teas that they've got in delicate china cups that have somehow survived the earthquake.
Well, she was closed. So,
yeah. So short rests in Daggerheart are quite interesting. So you get to choose 2 things to do. Let me just shuffle my papers to find exactly what it is.
from a list of 2.
Well, from a list of 4 things, actually.
Oh,
So
okay.
you each get to choose
Number.
2 of these, and then we'll go around each of you and sort of describe what it looks like and what you're doing. You can either tend to your wounds, or you can tend to someone else's wounds. That heals a D4 plus 1 hit point. And clear stress, which would heal a D4 plus 1 stress. You can repair your armor or repair an ally's armor, which clears a D4 plus 1 armor. Or you can prepare. Now, if you do this on your own, you get a hope. If you do a little short scene with somebody else, doesn't have to be like, you don't have to role play very much, but just let's describe how you're doing it to prepare. You both get 2 hope. So you get 2 of those. You can tend to someone else's wounds. You can repair someone else's armor as well. And Dotalan, repairing armor for you is like patching up your shell and so on. It still needs quite a bit of repairs from there. And in fact, we might start with you, Dotalan. What are you thinking your things will be?
So I've got a whole set of fairly elaborate belt pouches and bandoliers across my soft underbelly, for that matter. And I'm very, very used to doing this by now. So I pull out essentially the fantasy version of a reel of gaffer tape.
Yeah.
To incredibly sticky stuff that I got from some wizard's market many months ago. I'm down to my last couple of reels of that. So I pull off a big strip of it, bite at it with my little beaky area, and I ask one of my friends, could you just hold one end? And I kind of wrap myself in it and tape together the big crack that's forming across the base of my shell.
That's to repair your armor.
Yes.
Your first task. What's your second one going to be, Ben?
Whoever that kind person is that's done that for me, if they wouldn't mind.
I guess it would be me.
Yeah.
I was also aiming to add some of the catnip inside of this bandage just for the good luck and quick healing.
Lovely. Yeah, I think I want to share a moment with Tishara for that excellent tag team combo we pulled off earlier. You know?
Oh yes.
I don't know if Qatari, you younglings and hatchlings do this, but are we still doing fist bumps or high fives, or how did Qatari say "well done"?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it your way.
Yeah, the old-fashioned. Well, we're going to shake hands then, like gentlemen.
Oh, okay.
Very well done.
Oh, thank you. It was all you rising up this big dude.
Excellent. You both get 2 hope from sharing that
Fabulous.
moment. Let's work backwards in the order we're doing. So, Samalk, what are you doing in your time to rest?
Well, first I'm going to start cooking, which I find resting and meditative, so that clears my stress. And then because an elf, I have actually 3 actions instead of 2. So
Yeah.
I'm happy to
Oh.
help anyone who needs anything. And let's share. I made pancakes. Who wants to share pancakes with me? Harlan, honey, would you like to share some pancakes?
I do.
I
And
made
there's
extra
this,
for Rocket.
I was going to say, there's a comedy scene where I keep getting a pancake and this sticky tongue goes thwap and takes up a plate, and I have to get another one, and eventually I manage to get hold of a pancake.
Yeah, that sounds like 2 hope each from you guys.
Does anyone need help? Because I have an action left.
I just need more of those pancakes to go with my tea.
Welcome to heal, to patch armor, foot massages, a good listen and a hug, a mom hug, a good mom hug.
Doesn't Dosalon also need to restore some hit points?
No, nothing gets through this shell. Tock, tock, tock. It falls off.
Yeah, patched up.
Oh shit! More tape.
Let's get Tishara. What are you going to do with your downtime action?
Well, I thought I just did. I was helping Dosalon
That's
with
one of them. You still get another one as well.
You can go solo.
And that was share at the moment.
Yeah, no, you've done one. The help was just narrative. You still get another go.
Oh,
you can still choose to do one of those things.
Well, I think I don't need to restore anything, so I'm happy to help if anybody needs help. If not, I'm finding myself another thing to get distracted while everybody else is preparing.
Cool. Well, I'm going to rule that you can probably prepare twice. Probably not with someone else, but you can get an extra hope, and that probably applies to you, Olga, as well. You can just get an extra hope for having that extra time. Reasonable. Harlan.
Yeah, so there's stitching my armor together, which I don't know whether that's probably part of when I'm having pancakes with Samalak that we get. She gets her needle out, gives it a good darning or whatever you do with leather armor to improve it. And the other thing is I need to reduce my stress. So I'll be joining Rocket out. We'll go to one of the roofs of one of the buildings and just lie out in the sun and bask for a bit. Just recover a little bit of stress.
Go lizard mode for a little bit. Fantastic. Excellent. So you've all your downtime. I nearly forgot, but when you take a short rest, I get a D4 fear as well.
Oh, you mentioned that now.
Sorry, yeah. And you take a long rest, I get a D4 plus 4 fear. I can only get up to 12 as well. It's brilliant. So you've taken a short rest and you've prepared yourself. You're going to have a chance to try and take some action to get ready for this Colossus arrival to fight it. But it's probably time for us to take a short rest as players. Well, so we're going to take a quick break. We'll go off and do it. We'll edit it down, so it'll just be a few seconds for viewers at home. And when we come back, we can get ready to face the Colossus in a bit. Welcome back. With a giant scorpion and some zombies defeated, our heroes have persuaded the people of Miquera to stay and fight, or at least hide while they stay and fight the incoming Colossus that is going to ravage the town. They've got some time now to make some preparations, but nobody knows quite how much time they've got. In game terms, I've started a countdown. I'm going to start it at 5. And with success with fear or failures, it's going to tick down. When it gets to 0, the Colossus is going to arrive and attack. I'm running this as a pretty free-form preparation stage, so any reasonable plan will give you some little bonus to what you want to do when you eventually face the Colossus. So I wonder if anyone's got a move they want to make to begin this preparation. Looks as if Harlan's onto it. Let's let everyone go on. Let's get Harlan first.
Yeah. Harlan's got an instinctual feel for the land, the creatures. So while he's not great with people, he's pretty good at telling the miners where to dig. And as we've established in the narrative, they're quite good at digging too deep. So what he's going to do is try and corral them to work with the fault lines, the natural fault lines of the tectonic plates and stuff around here to basically create a massive bit of unstable ground that'll collapse in if something as big as a Colossus were to walk on it, but will be perfectly fine for the likes of us to scurry around unfettered. So yeah, I'm going to try and use my instincts and some dynamite and some miners to set a big Colossus-sized pit trap.
Colossus-sized trap sounds amazing. Do you want to roll for that? Is that going instinct, do you think?
I think instinct.
I'm going to say, I mean, it's going to be quite effective, this, but I'm going to say its target number is 15, because it's sort of average difficulty, even with the miners there.
And I'm going to tell a story, because I'm using my experiences of Tales of Distant Lands or Strange Magics, of Kinaz, the volcano god, and how everybody had survived the huge explosion of magma, but the pockets of empty space left underground, which was that was the undoing of the invaders who collapsed into it. So, and their special prayers are going to be chanting all the time while we're doing this digging away. It's like a work song for everybody to get them on board. So, roll extra D6 as well as that for.
No, you get a +2 for your experience.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, glad to demonstrate the rules for everybody there. Okay, yes. I get many, and it's also hopeful, so I can have a point of hope as well, which is nice.
Fantastic, it's hopeful, and it doesn't tick down either, it stays at 5 from that. So yeah, you do indeed set this massive Colossus trap ready for it to go with that, and regain the initiative. Samalk, you had an idea, I think?
Yeah, because I remember the story of David and the Goliath, though. And what they did was they collected all the children, collected all the marbles, and they spread them out on the floor, and the Goliath fell and kept on falling, and they kept on pelting it with rocks while it lay on the ground. So I want to take all these tennis ball size, massive ball bearings, and I want to strewn them out on that unstable bit of ground. Now, we're small, we can hop next to a tennis ball, but a Goliath foot, that's going to fall on the tennis ball. So if that ground is unstable and exploded and he falls, and it will keep falling, keep crashing down and down.
So we'll have a trip added to the trap. I think, again, it's going to be difficulty 15. But go ahead and make it.
With my story, use my forgotten lore, story, and events?
I'll let you do that, yeah, because it's the same. Same thing applies. Not that it'll do you any good. Yeah.
we don't find any metal ball bearings, so you gave me real tennis balls because it acts so nicely.
Oh, we've got loads of these. Yeah, that's what you wanted, wasn't it?
Yarn balls.
Yes. Yeah, you try putting the balls of yarn out, but unfortunately Tashara notices them.
Some large eggs, things like that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a failure with fear, I think, isn't it? In fact. So I'll have that fear, and your countdown is down to 2 already. Dosalan, you looked to have an idea of something else to do, so we haven't got the script from.
Yeah, so I'm going to work with Elena, who I believe had
the
some
miner.
kind of, there was the miner, yeah. She was the major miner, and I think we need to see if we can get a hold of any of that TNT that she was talking about, and see if we can rig some explosives.
Fantastic. Yeah, you can get hold of some dynamite. How are you getting hold of it? Lots of it is in use in the mine. Are you racing around in the mine trying to get as much as you can of it?
Or going to the shop and handing over a handful of gold in the mining town?
We're saying in their town, they might...
Yeah.
Where's the sense of community?
I think we said before that the dynamite has been taken by the miners to be used in the mine, so you can't just buy it in the shop. You're going to actually have to make a roll to get some. Yeah.
I really wanted a shopping trip, though, guys. If you're going to make me go on an adventure, then I just don't even know what we're playing.
Oh, it'd be great to get into the wealth rules and treasure rules of Daggerheart as well, because they're
maybe I could craft some dynamite.
Yeah.
Oh, please don't send him to get dynamite. It will take ages.
I mean, to get anything, it takes ages.
Just run down the shops.
I can quickly run down to get it for you.
Well, they can put me in a mine cart and roll me up to the mines, and then we'll come back with some dynamite, for which I'd like to lay some mines, maybe with some pieces of rope. Strung some like giant trip wires which we can like kick some dust over so that we can do some Ewok versus AT-AT stuff later on.
Fantastic. Another old story from your people. Fantastic.
Yes.
I think that might be instinct, that to set a trap.
Yeah, probably. I'm glad it's not finesse. These paws were made for punching.
Go for it.
All right. So my instincts tell me that it's a very, very, very well laid set of mines. But I wish I hadn't given you some fear with it when it comes to explosives.
Yeah, and it does tick down once as well. So we've got mines.
Takes time, doesn't it? That's the thing.
Yeah, it takes time.
I'll be careful. Everything takes time when I'm doing it.
You can see there's a few tremors in the ground that sound a little bit like an earthquake, or maybe the approaching of a Colossus. The countdown is at 1. Tishara,
Tremors, time pressure, and dynamite. Nothing could go wrong.
Yeah. Tishara, do you have anything that you're wanting to do to prepare this?
Yes, I am very inspired by the fun trap ideas and well, not exactly a trap. I want to set up a possible distraction since I'm a night walker and know a lot about shadows. I'm really fascinated by shadows, and when nobody's looking, sometimes I'm trying to catch a shadow of something. It's just, a little peach of mine. So I want to sort of make a distraction, installing some sort of a projector in front of like some figures cut out of the carton, so that at some point, if we need to try and distract the Colossus, we or one of the villagers can turn on the projector, and there would be shadows as if someone is approaching to maybe guide the Colossus into the pit, which is there, or just distract them from us and give us a short breather.
So we've got a shadow theatre trap as well.
Exactly.
I think that might be finesse to set that up.
Ooh, lucky coincidence.
Yeah. Funny, yeah, pick that. So go ahead again. 15 difficulty for these.
Ooh. It's 8 plus 2, 10. Let me see if I can do something about it. Is it an agility? No, it's not. It's finesse.
Yeah.
I can only imagine if you're playing around with lights and shadows, you manage to distract yourself.
I see.
Like a laser pointer.
I guess this is what happened.
yeah. I think it is really, really impressive. But largely, the person who's most distracted is you, Tishara, in it. Luckily, the other trap's set. And as you are chasing it this way and that and perfecting it, you do, and a shadow falls across town. And the Colossus, Ikeri, injuries untold, tears.
The shadow of the Colossus.
Indeed. Big inspiration for this setting. It is an ape-like creature, the size of a house, 30, 40 feet tall, sort of shambling like a gorilla on its front legs and back legs, but with the head like a stony beak of a bird, glowing and looking this way and that. On its back, there's a stone mesa, like a flat hill, and the ground rumbles. It slowly steps towards you, trying to make its way into the village. I'm going to actually let you start, because I'm presuming you've set this trap nearby to it, haven't you? As it steps in, it's looking this way and that. There's only you four really out there. The villagers are definitely hiding somewhere else. That was suggested to them as what they could do. Some of them seem to have packed all their stuff up onto carts just in case they need to run away. And others are starting doing that now as they've seen Ikeri, injuries untold, arrive. I guess it falls to somebody to maybe try and draw it into the trap.
Ooh.
No.
Does that mean you want to do something to shower it, or do you want me to?
Well, I was thinking that I could try enrapture him, but I need to be sort of closer.
He's
Unless you
okay.
want to shoot a fiery arrow somewhere to draw its attention, or I can sneak up on him and.
Well, I've got my rifle, so I'm gonna be sat on top of my fuchsia pink chameleon because Rocky's quite stressed, and that's the colour he goes when he's panicking.
Me too.
Makes total sense.
I'm going to shoot the Colossus so it comes towards me and it'll pass by Tishara and the trap on the way, I think, is the idea. I'm going to draw it down a line.
Fantastic. So, I mean, make the roll. The way that Colossi work in this system is you need to choose where to target. You've got a head, a torso, 2 arms, and 2 legs.
I'm going to go for a headshot because I think that's in my idiom. I'm going to try and put one between its eyes.
That will probably send a message.
Yeah,
I think so.
His eyes are 12 feet apart. You can't miss.
Fantastic. So
well, you say I can't miss.
The difficulty.
Couldn't cows ask with a banjo.
Yeah, the difficulty to hit the head is 16.
Oh my!
I'm afraid.
Word. No, I'm afraid now. Now you've said that. That's terrible news. Okay, well, I'll just roll and see what happens. I fail, but hopefully.
That's a shame. I was hoping I'd get a go. I think that maybe the hope will be enough to get its attention, I think.
And that's all we wanted from that, right?
Tell you what, yeah. In fact, I think you maybe even does actually hit it, but it's just a glancing light, just bounces off. Do anything to it at all. You almost might think that ranged weapons might not be effective against the head. And someone needs to be in melee range of it to do that. Which, looking around the 4 of you, apart from for one of you, that means climbing up it.
I'll just shout, stop monkeying about, banana brain. There's a big whistle.
There's this groan from it that echoes around and it steps forward, gaining pace towards the trap. I think it is going to be enough to hit the trap. So the trap itself, I'm going to rule, is going to do a D20 damage to it. So Gaz, do you want to roll for the trap as it falls into the step? And then we have some mines as well, don't we? 18.
Nice.
That is a serious wound to it. So, in fact, what happens is, as it falls, one of its legs gets completely entangled into it. Let's make it the left leg, just for all the RuneQuest fans. Its left leg gets completely entangled into it. It's thrashing about this way and that, ready to do it. Just when... boom, the mines go off. Ben, do you want to roll your damage for dynamite in this game? There's a D20 plus 5 damage.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh.
Okay, Elena, now! And they frantically light the fuses and then toss these mines in. D20 plus something.
5.
D20 plus 5, okay. Let's roll it. Won't be as good as Gaz's. Oh, it might be.
It's better, in fact.
And with a boom, the other leg is crushed by it, and you're left with this torso and arms, Ikeri, injuries Untold, halfway through here. You've got hope, so normally you would keep the initiative, but I'm going to spend some fear now. As these arms, much longer than you expect, reach out, and one attempts to go to you, Dorsalan, and crush you.
What?
So that is going to be 5. It's going to hit you at all.
No, he's gonna crush the barn that I was hiding in, and I'm going to come bolting out of the door as it crushed to splinters behind me.
With the
bolting
fastest, the light canter, the fastest Dorsalan's ever run, though. So I'm going to spend another fear for the other arm.
I'm going to run back in.
Which is gonna rush out towards you, Harlan, and try and crush you. That might do better. 16.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Okay, that does. Oh, actually, it doesn't. I can't actually trigger the actual crush. That's disappointing. It's just a D8 plus 6 damage. That is 12 damage to you, Harlan.
So that would be major damage, but fortunately, my hand-stitched leather belt that Samalk managed to reinforce with double stitching. Means that's only a minor wound to that measurement.
Fantastic, fantastic. And I'm going to spend another point of hope, of fear, sorry, not hope. As you do this, the head pecks out at, let's make it fair, even it'll be Samalk, odd it'll be Tishara. Tishara, it's going to be at you. You face the peck from its head. 18.
Yes, that hits.
Yeah, does. And that does D10 plus 1. That does 10 damage.
Ooh. It's above my thresholds.
Yeah, so it's above your first threshold, so that'd be major damage. So you would be losing 2 hit points. You can spend a point of armor to reduce that to minor damage, reduce it to 1 if you
Yes, I would love to do that.
Okay, and it's also got a reaction. So it can spend a stress to immediately make another attack against a different target. So Samalk, you're up as the head then goes towards you to peck you like some huge enraged chicken.
Rude.
Does 16 hit you, Samalk?
Yeah.
Would you like to take 3 damage?
Fine. No, actually, I'll spend an armor, and then is armor only threshold? Can I reduce it to 0 or?
Yeah. If you're taking minor, which 3 probably is minor
Yes.
for you, armor will reduce it to nothing, and you just mark an armor.
Okay, I mark an armor, and I look at Tishara and I say, "Honey, do you want to ride to that head? Because I'll drop you there."
Well, in fact, you've got the initiative now, so you could do that.
I grab Tishara by her belt and her shirt. She has her arms free as a clawing machine. I fly to the back of his neck and I drop her, all four utensils poised. And I mark a stress for that.
Fantastic. Yeah, you can. So, Tishara, you're on the head now.
Give me just a second.
And I'll even rule, I think, because you've just been dropped off there by Samalk. At the moment, Samalk is in melee range of it. So, you've just been dropped off, so you can do your sneak attack.
But
nice. Also,
I'm there, and I can help, because we're working with Daggerheart, and we can take more turns than we want to. I also tip some vanilla essence on his neck, and I dap it. And it is vulnerable and gets I have to actually roll if I hit. But then after I've hit, it's vulnerable.
Well, let's see if you hit, because if you roll with fear, the shower doesn't get to
15.
Go. 15 is...
I roll with hope.
Yeah, difficulty for the head, I'm afraid, is...
Oh, God. Well, then I'll spend my prayer dice, and I pray really, really, really hard.
To boost it up to that.
And I make it.
Fantastic. And you do some damage there as well, don't you, as well as making it vulnerable?
Yes, D8 plus 2, but mostly it is vulnerable now for everyone. It's a whole 2 damage.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, that will be a minor injury for it, yeah. As it hisses at the sight of this, but it is also vulnerable from that. How long does that last? Just
I will
see how... Oh, until the condition is cleared, so it can take an action to clear it. That's... Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so Tishara, you are on the head, and it is vulnerable.
Well, I would love to do the Spell of Blades again. I can do it after the short rest again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I roll for finesse for this?
Yeah, for your spellcast. Rain of Blades it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's not very good. Can I spend something to make it better?
Well, you get an extra D6. You do get an extra D6 because it is vulnerable, so that will go on it.
It's a 12.
Yeah, that's 14.
No, it's a 12 plus 2, 14.
Yeah, again, 16 is what you need to hit it, I'm afraid.
Ugh.
Yeah, so you just can't get any purchase on it as you're on that from there. I'm going to spend a fear now.
Ooh.
And interrupt you, as the crush action that I mentioned before from the arm can be taken only against things that are on its body. As an arm reaches up to pull you off its head. Well, let's see if it manages to do that.
Can I use my rogue's dodge at this point?
Yeah. Well, you might not need to. Wait a minute, because does 7 hit you?
No, it doesn't.
Okay. You don't need to use your rogue's dodge at this point. Oh yeah, you can get +2. You don't need to use it because it misses you. But it's sort of padding on its head, trying to grab you, but without much hope from there. I'm going to spend another point of fear as well, as the other arm is gonna lash out again at you, Harlan.
What?
17.
Yeah.
You will take only 8 damage.
Well, it's a good job that my good friend Sam I did a great stitching job on that armor, because it's all that's keeping my insides in at the minute.
Excellent. And then we will pass. I will let you go because my fear's getting depleted. I need to build it up a bit more. So maybe Harlan, we could go to you. What are you doing as you're being menaced by this thing?
Well, I dig the spurs in and get Rocky to take us to a better position, because he's been stood there trembling with fear, just keeping us in range. So I'll get him to ride round a little bit and take us out of immediate range, because my rifle can shoot from very far. So I'll get us a bit safer.
Not just far, very far.
Yeah. Very far. Yeah. Well, I'll line up a good shot. Let me think. Yeah. So I'm going to use my Tales of Strange Magics again, and spend a point of hope for my past experience, and remind myself in a kind of wibbly wobbly kind of flashback to that time I was in a strange jungle planet with some big lizard thing that I shot right in the chest, and it seemed to stick in its gullet and cause the thing to choke to death. I think, oh, maybe this thing's similar. Who knows? So I'll take aim at like the point between some of its ribs, try to find the central point, and shoot it right in the right spot.
Fantastic. That's difficulty 14. That also.
Cool. Yes. It's with fear, but it's a hit.
Yeah, completely do damage.
And I'm actually going to spend a point of stress as well, I think. Let me just double check. That's right. Yeah, I'm going to mark stress to get an extra proficiency, because I'm a ruthless predator. Oh, 2 of those. And it's that plus another 2, so 16 damage.
Wow, it's actually a major wound on its torso. As you managed to find, again, there's a lot of soft underbellies in this session today, and you've managed to find one there as well as it teeters. You even see a little bit of sort of magical ichor sort of fall out of it, as if you've actually injured it from there. You did roll with fear, though, I notice. And so from that, I think what the arm is going to reach out to you, Dorsalan, now, and try and attack you with a 17.
Oh, easily hit me, yeah.
For a mere 13 points of damage.
Well, 13 would be major damage if it weren't for
I must admit, I like zombies more.
They
Yeah.
were more pleasant to fight, yeah.
But I don't take major damage, thank you. I am unstoppable, so that becomes minor damage, and my armor makes it go completely. So with a sound like a ringing bell as it cracks against my shell as I pull my head in at the last moment, I'm going to leap up onto its hand as it pulls it back towards its face.
Fantastic. And what are you going to do, Daslan, actually? What's your...
Well, I'm going to charge forward up its great big hairy arm and plant my battle axe into its chin with an underhand swing.
Fantastic. So I'm going to need you to roll, first of all, to climb up it.
Very well.
So I think that's going to be a strength check.
Perfect.
Difficulty 13. Feel free to spend anything that you want to on it.
Yeah, I want to. Well, I am wondering if my kind words and gentle smile will probably help me in this matter. I doubt they will. I'm just going to rely on numbers and maths.
Go for it, yeah.
And my knowledge of arachnids.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. That's generated some hope for me, and a very hopeful climb indeed.
Yeah, Dorsalan, I sort of picture it as we're watching it. It still sort of happens in slow motion a little bit.
Of course it does. Everything's a bullet time.
Gradually climbing up here, and everyone else is running around. Saying, what is going on? Where's the turtle? But you are up to the head. We can. I mean, initiative can stay with you. You can strike the head now if you want.
I'm exhausted, so I get up to its shoulder and I lean on his ear. Go, give me a minute, will you? Some of us are over 100. Make this look good, though. I'm going to punch you in the face now. I'm going to smack him with my axe.
Please don't drop down.
No. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. 9 with fear. Brilliant.
It's with fear.
But
It's not great, is it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you get an extra D6, but it's not going to go up to 16.
It's not going to get me there, is it?
No.
No.
And it gets to go now. What happens now? It does its shake off action. So what happens?
It took me hours to get here.
I know, yeah. So for you and Tishara, I need you both to make me a strength reaction roll with difficulty 14. If you fail, you're going to be thrown to the ground.
Oh, this is not.
If you want to, you could help one another. If you want to spend a hope, that's possible because you're both in the same area. So
what was the difficulty level?
It's 14.
I think
Easily
we both
made it,
passed.
but you get a fear from me.
No fear
you get
from me,
fear off
despite
reaction
the
rolls?
fact.
Oh yeah, you can still, yeah, for that. I think so, yeah.
You get hope and fear off reactions?
I think you can still, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so you've both actually made it. So yeah,
holding on.
This thing sort of shakes like a dog that's come out of the river and is trying to dry itself, but you two hold on and stick with it, and you still have initiative. Let's go to Tishara actually, because you're still on it.
Hold on, Tishara! Hold on!
I'm holding on pretty well. The aim is the trouble. Yeah, and I will try to do the same trick, which did not work the last time, but let's try it again with a new companion nearby. Oh, there you go. It's an 18.
That hits.
With fear, though.
That hits. I get fear, but that hits. So you do quite a lot of damage, I think, don't you?
Yes, and I also want to spend 2 hope to make it a quick shot.
So that's 2d8 plus 6. I think it's 2d8 plus a d6 plus 6, actually, isn't it? Because it's a sneak attack as well, because Dorsland's in melee range with you.
It's an 1d8 plus 6 plus d6.
Yeah, plus a d8 because it's vulnerable, this thing as well.
Plus a d6, not d8.
So you get an extra d6 from the sneak attack, and you get an extra d8 because it's vulnerable from Rain of Blades.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it is 13 plus 5.
Well, 18. Yeah, that is not good at all for it. That's a major wound. So yeah, your blade sliced through it, and you can see there are little holes in it where magical glow is coming out of its head as it sort of shakes this way and that as it tries to avoid your attentions. As it does that, you did roll with fear though, so it is going to be able to do an attack. And I think, oh yeah, one of the arms is going to try and crush you. Sorry, I should have remembered that from before. Oh, in fact, no, it's going to spend a fear first of all to shake off that vulnerable and stop being vulnerable in its head, because that's annoying and I keep forgetting about that. It's going to try and crush you, Tishara. So 11 probably doesn't hit you, does it?
No.
Not right. I'm going to spend another fear to try and crush Dorsalan, and it rolls a 1. Again, the arms are going everywhere, but it just can't get anywhere. It's patching itself up. Just confused by what's happened here either time. I'm going to spend yet another fear, and it's going to try and peck you, Samalak. That's more like it. Would you like to take...
Ouch.
3 points of damage, which I imagine is minor.
I transfer that to my armor, thank you.
And then we'll pass the spotlight to you.
Well, you just said you made it unvulnerable again, and my god does not like that. So I take the whole tub of vanilla beans and I get the vanilla grease and I take it and I stick that vanilla grease into his ear and I go to make him really disoriented.
Make the roll.
I don't have any. I have 13.
16 is what we
Oh.
need, I'm afraid. Vanilla drips down all over it, but it doesn't actually get as the head weaves this way and that. Doesn't actually get
Pull
in.
out my arm. It's like yellow and sticky and crusty. And just my vanilla did not get through.
Yeah, the good news is you rolled with fear though, so it's able to try and strike you again. So, in fact, I think it's going to use its swatting pests power because you're still flying, I believe.
Yes, I am still flying.
Tries to do that. It's going to target you. Does
Yes,
14 hit you? Okay, so don't get too worried, Olga, about this, but there's an extra D20 damage to you and knocks you to the ground.
Spotted into the next county.
It's not too bad, is it? That's 18 points of damage. And
I would like this. As I get like a naughty mosquito, get smacked on the ground.
That's exactly what it's like. Into the vanilla.
into my own vanilla grease, vanilla grease
Right
outline with.
Yeah.
And I'm on Mark 1 armor to reduce the damage threshold.
Major,
take 1 HP.
Yeah. Is that not severe for you? 18.
What did you do more than 16?
You did, yeah. So you can mark an armor, but you'll still be taking 2.
I'll take 2 hit points then. Ouch.
Okay. Yeah. I can pass the spotlight back to you though. Harlan, do you want to take another shot?
Yes, I do. You're quite right. So I'm only indistinctly seeing what's happening from my vantage point. Lots of flailing arms and
there's lots of the villagers nearer to it than you.
As the guy said earlier, that there was this crack that I started digging into, which had some light pouring out. That might be easier for you to see because it has light pouring out.
Sounds good to me. I'll aim for that spot.
I think what I'll rule is that as we've done significant damage to the head, you can actually injure it with your rifle now. Seems to be a fair enough ruling for that, for the light to give you help. It's still going to be difficult at 16 because you're going to have to hit the light bit.
Yeah, I'll spend a hope again for my strange magics and get my light-seeking bullet out that I got from the world. I'll put in. So it's like an inverse tracer bullet. It's just attracting 2 lights rather than emitting it.
It's a moth bullet.
Moth bullet. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's got little wings.
Yeah. We know all about those moth bullets, don't we?
Yeah. There we go. It's with fear, but it's definitely a hit.
Yeah, it is. Go for your damage.
So I'm going to whack in a stress again. And do a total of 16 damage.
You know what? That is going to kill it. This is Harlan's general form, because you've knocked out the head with that, which is enough to kill a Colossus. You can kill all the limbs, all the torso, all the head. Will be.
How many notches is that on your rifle now?
Harlan, do you want to describe how this works? How you managed to defeat Ikeri, injuries untold?
On the inside of this Colossus, it's just pure light that's spilling out. But the moth bullet, when it hits, it's actually got the concentrated form of a planet full of moths. And when you swat one, it's just that black powder. That's what happens. So this huge cloud of black powder engulfs it and puts out the light inside it. So it basically just crumples down in a dusty, like easily destroyed shell, like a moth would be.
Yeah, and the shell of its body, because it sort of crumples, but its legs are still in this trap. You have this sort of like a wasp's nest. I'm thinking that kind of material that it's made of when it's all papery.
Like papery and
as it crumples there, and a proper cheer comes up from the town then, as the Colossus has been defeated. They rush out, a few to check on you, Samok, that you're still alive. Just about. I hope you defeated Ikeri, injuries untold. You've defeated the Colossus. We can stay. we should celebrate this. And you have been victorious, defeated the Colossus. So that much celebrating continues. You've done it. Just to round it off and say goodbye to the characters a little bit, let's do a little scene from each of you about how the celebrations from this are going to go on long into the night, because you've actually defeated something the size of a house to it. So if we just go around in our sort of usual order we started with, what do we see your characters doing as Miquera goes into one big party to celebrate this Colossus being defeated? Starting with you, Gaz, what's Harlan up to?
Well, Harlan's pleased for many reasons with his long rifle, but one of them is that he has to write Ikeri's injuries Untold. That's the name of the thing that he killed. So it's good that he's got a long-barreled rifle to write all that in. And I guess it's a kind of callback to the pancake scene earlier, where they're trying to have this feast and they keep rolling in to get the big gammon joint. But Rocky's in the background, whap, just taking whole things off the spits and stuff, and somebody's turning something around them, and they look around again, it's just a bare bit of metal over the fire, and I'll get another pig.
Fantastic, fantastic. Tasha, what do we see of Tashara celebrating?
Well, Tashara is celebrating in all sorts of ways because, as we have established, she is easily distracted. So not only she is fluctuating from one group of villagers to another one, checking out on her friends from time to time, but also, ooh, shiny, seeing some fire, some the shadows, which are playing the dance, and at some point I believe that the monster is moving again, so I'm ready to defeat him once more, but oh no, it was just the game of shadows.
Fantastic. Samal, what are you up to?
Yes, as a form of cosmic justice, where a Colossus destroyed my house, I now used its corpse to start my own little pancake bakery and restaurant. So I'm serving from the head, like the eye socket is like a window to hand out pancakes, and I'm employing like all single mothers that want to do pottery classes in the afternoons, and it's great. I'm having the time of my life.
There's several of them since the Colossus attacked. Actually,
yeah,
three of the miners' wives are there certainly now. They need to.
And we're building a community.
Fantastic. And finally, Dosalan.
The swing doors to the saloon burst open as Dosalan steps in. Raising his battle axe above his head, he yells, "First round's on me!" And the camera pans to the inside of the saloon, where everyone left many hours ago, and there's just the bartender pushing his mop along the floor.
Fantastic. But there will be more Colossi to fight as Kudarak attempts to take over the world for our heroes. Maybe we'll return to them in a future episode. For now, though, thanks to our players. Thanks for watching at home. Thanks for listening. Do you want us to see more Daggerheart in action? There are lots of campaign frames. We could even do it at a higher tier and see how that works from it. The best thing to do, if you enjoy this, is to tell people about it, like and subscribe. It all helps us to keep this thing going. But we'll be back in another 2 weeks with another different game. We'll see you soon.